Hello, I will now show you how to develop an application with web2py locally and then deploy using the App Engine. So here we have a local installation of web2py, just download it from the trunk. This requires version 1.8.2 from the trunk. So we move under web2py and we start the usual way. So this goes through the usual presentation and asks us to choose a password, which we choose alone. So we start it. It starts the browser for us, and we go to the administrative interface and we log in using the provided password. So we start a new application called pets, and we want to store pets. So let's design it. Let's create a model and edit the model. So we're gonna have a table called pet, and this table is gonna have a field which stores the pet name and another field that stores the number of legs of the pet. We're also going to set some requirements. So the pet name requires that it's not empty, and the pet legs requires that it's an integer in range greater or equal 0, less than 9. Here we go. Let's try this part first. So the database was created. We can insert a new pet. Validation is working. Fine. So here we have our pet. Let's create a view. Let's create a controller. Let's add this one. And first we're gonna make a form from our pet table. And if form accepts the request vars, so we process the form, and if we accept it, we do an insert and we notify the visitor. We may want to say what the idea of this pet is. So once the form is processed and accepted, the ID of the latest inserted object is into form vars ID. Okay. Now let's also list all the pets that we have at this point. So we want all fields, and we're gonna return a dictionary with all the pets in our form. There we go. So we'll try this. So this is the page we just created. Okay, validation is also working. So this form is working. Since we are that, let's create a view for this controller. We have one already, we can edit this one. And what we're going to do is place the form in here. We're going to say this is a form. And then we're going to say our pets. And we're going to list our pets here. The name, as pet legs, and we'll go to a new line. So let's try it now. Here we go. So we have a form, and minor typo. We need to show the form. There we go. So this is the form. This is our path. Snoopy has 4 legs, Skippy has 4 legs. And submit, and so on. Now we want to deploy this in the App Engine. There's only one change we need to make. We go in the model, we comment this line, and from Q1 contrib Google Query Language, we import Google Query Language DB, and our DB is now Google Query Language DB. That's it. Done. Now we can close our server and remove one folder up from where we are, and notice that web2py latest version already comes with the required YAML file, so you do not need to edit it. So the only thing we need to do is say Python user local bin dev app server web2py. So what this will do, this will start the App Engine locally. So this is starting on port 8080. So go to our browser, we choose port 8080, and we look at paths. And here's our application running. Already contains something because I tried it before. So validation is working, and we can insert another dog. Here we go, and our test dog is here.